Hello and welcome. We're back. That was a little bit of Gru, was it? With the hello there. Did that sound like Gru a little bit?
Hello.
I don't know what that sounded like.
I don't know. Anyway, Archie. No, I'm kidding.
Last episode of our Let's Play Archie Sonic.
Last
Oh,
issue,
boy.
we got through Hydro City and Angel Island.
Yes, we did.
Or Hydrocity, however you want to say it. I always say
No,
Hydro
it's not
City.
Hydrocity. It's not Hydrocity. Anyone who's saying Hydrocity is wrong.
I like how they
It's just
made
like-
that kind of joke in one of the spin-off IDW comics.
It's not Hydrocity, I swear. It's Hydro City. Why would it be Hydrocity? Doesn't make
I
any
don't know.
sense. There's no such thing.
What even is a Hydrocity? That's what I've always asked. What? What happened there? Even Sonic is like, what is a Hydrocity? Alright, anyway, what the...
Yeah, I decided to leave that death in because it was just so absurd.
I like how Sonic didn't even go up and then down. He just sat there.
He just stood there. It reminded me of like a 90s anti-drug PSA.
Alright.
Oh
Also-
boy. So, we're in Marble Garden?
Yes.
Oh, thank God I got that right.
Yeah, just Marble Zone is Sonic 1.
Yeah, I know, but I don't remember if this was like Marble Garden. Isn't there a Marble Hill in one game? Or am I tripping?
believe
I think
so.
I think I'm wrong.
I think you might still be delirious.
With Fever.
It was Sonic Fever.
Yeah, that's right. And Sonic Fever is going to be kicking in just 2 months, Smooth. It's almost time for the next Sonic Marathon.
Oh yeah, that's
I'm
true.
going to die.
I like how you said that right when
Goodness.
you went into a blue spheres.
Is
I'm gonna die.
this the last blue sphere? I lost count.
I think it was like the 5th.
Nah, it has to be at least the 6th.
Is it? I don't know. I've lost count too.
Yeah.
When you were in a special stage, I was still on that tangent, so I don't know.
Yeah, this man was going on about some Archie Sonics. There's not really much to
it
say,
just-
though.
It unlocked something.
There's a lot. I've been awakened.
Oh, I've awakened once more.
There's not a lot to talk about with this game, really. I mean, there's some cool things about it, but really, folks, if we're being honest, this is our 3rd Sonic game. This is our 4th Sonic game.
Fourth.
Yeah. 2nd for you, 4th for
Yeah.
me. I'm a little bit run out of steam here, right? Like, I don't know. There's not really much to talk about until we get to like the more obscure stuff and like kind of some of the
I mean, you're also exhausted.
mentally, physically, emotionally.
All
I'm
of the
exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm feeling feelings that are just.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh Lord.
oh Lord. The Sonic Fever be kicking off.
The Sonic fever
Oh,
taking over me.
Okay, you're right.
Oh mamma mia. Eh, turned into a little bit of Mario there. We're not gonna see
Oh,
him until
Mamma
the
Mia.
Olympics.
Oh,
Oh boy. What am I talking about? What's happening? Smooth. You're here to keep me on track because
Hey,
you
how
know
you
I
doing?
got problems.
how we doing?
Interestingly, if you have an elemental shield and then you get invincibility, you can't use the abilities of your elemental shield.
Yeah, it's true. You can't use the shield again until the invincibility runs out.
Yeah, it's kind of odd, but not like it matters. It's not a very terrible trade-off for being invincible.
Whoa, Tails!
So, yeah, Tails is out of there. I almost died again, then I remembered. I was like, wait a minute.
This man had a Vietnam flashback.
Yeah.
This stage as a kid always confused me.
So, Smooth, I've said it to you a million times, right? But
Perhaps.
this stage, I have a strange like connection between this stage in particular and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Which
Oh,
I think
yeah, you've
I
mentioned.
think I say that a lot. Like whenever I'm streaming this game, I always mention that because it's just one of those things where it's like, and I'm sure that people out there have experienced the same thing where you have like odd associations with things where it's like a certain level in a game can remind you of like something completely unrelated, or a certain food might remind you of something that just is, that's seemingly random, but to you like it means something.
Yeah.
But I just remember playing Sonic 3 because I had two televisions in my bedroom. Don't ask why. But I remember playing Sonic 3 on one of the televisions, and then it was Nick at Night was on. And the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was on, and I was trying to get these friggin' blue spheres. And I remember playing this stage in particular, and I was looking for these special stage rings, and I just remember the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was on. I don't even remember what episode. I whenever I see Marble Garden Zone, I always think of the Fresh Prince.
So what you're saying
I don't
is,
know.
whenever you see Will Smith, you just get flashbacks. You just hear the blue sphere music.
Whenever I see Will Smith, I think about getting smacked in the face, but
Okay. Anyway. Oh no. Anyway.
yeah.
That's
So
the seventh
that's
one.
the 7th Chaos Emerald, and once again, just like in the other games, once you get all the just like in Sonic 2, I suppose. In the anniversary version of this game, when you get all 7 Chaos Emeralds, you jump and you could press the Y button or triangle or X depending on what controller you're using, and that's how you transform, which is a very, very fine addition because as you can see right there, I'm still able to use my elemental shields. In the in the original version of this game, you wouldn't be able to use your elemental shields at all. You would just be stuck with having to transform into supersonic, even though you might not want to.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Which for me, I always like to, when playing the anniversary versions of these games, I like to save my supersonic transformation until the boss fight, or if I get frustrated during a stage. So I'll wait. I'll wait because I don't know where to go right here. It's just I don't know, but
as I said, as a kid, I always got confused with Marble Garden.
it's a tricky trick stage. That's a lot of tricks.
That's actually one thing I didn't mention about Sonic 3 was like, as much as I really like playing this game, it could just be because maybe I'm just not fast with this game or anything, but like, to me it feels like the stages just take way longer than they should.
This is without a doubt the Sonic game that I return to the least out of all of the 16-bit Sonics, just because it's very long. The stages are long, they're intricate, they're highly detailed. It's a very long game. It's the longest game, even I think just Sonic 3 standalone and Sonic and Knuckles standalone. It's very, very long. And for the uninitiated, you may be wondering why I'm talking about Sonic 3 and Sonic Knuckles standalone. Well, that's because originally when these games released it, I think around 1994, they were two separate games. You had Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and then you had Sonic and Knuckles. And Sonic and Knuckles incorporated a one-of-its-kind technology, the lock-on technology, where basically you could insert the Sonic 3 cartridge into Sonic and Knuckles, and you would be able to pretty much combine the games together. So essentially where Sonic 3 ends, Sonic and Knuckles would take place right after without you having to switch cartridges. It would be like one continuous long experience. Also, you unlock the ability to play as Knuckles in Sonic 3, and if you connect Sonic the Hedgehog 2 if you connect Sonic the Hedgehog 2 to your Sonic and Knuckles cartridge, you could play as Knuckles in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 as well, which is a nice little tiddly bit. But right there's another special stage ring, and since we have all the Chaos Emeralds, we just get 50 rings, which is a really, really cool thing that they did. So if you find a special stage after you've already got all the Chaos Emeralds, hey, here you go. Here's 50 rings so you can transform into Supersonic. Have a nice day, bucko.
Alright. Have a nice day, bucko. Oh. I'm dying.
Oh boy, it's been a long week here. It's been a long week.
I believe
It's been a long day.
I believe Marble Garden was the furthest I could ever make it as a kid in Sonic 3.
You know, I don't find Sonic 3 to be particularly difficult. I always felt like Sonic 1.
It's not really. It really isn't. It's just I don't know what it was with me when it came to like Sonic games with me as a kid. It's like I could never beat any of them, and I don't know why. But it's like give me a Mario game and I could beat it, but like a Sonic game, yeah, no. Took me a good number of years to actually beat a good number of the Sonic games that I have. I still haven't beaten all of them.
Wow, not a true champion, I see.
Well, I was gonna do that this year. Give me time. Give me time.
Hey, all right, man. Hey, I'm not paying your bills, okay? Just
All right,
do what
good.
you want. You're
Wait,
a grown
actually,
man.
wait, no, do that. So, wait a minute.
Wait a second. Pay my bills.
Hang on.
Oh boy. Ooh, look at this animation of Sonic
that's
spinning
cool.
around as Supersonic. Yeah. I actually don't even think I noticed that while I was playing the game because I was delirious with fever. But
I like how when Sonic gets knocked off, his quills aren't even sticking up like how they are when you're
they
super.
get sad.
They get sad. His quills get sad.
They're like doggy ears. They just, you know.
Oh my god. It's pretty funny.
Well, that was actually kind of a thing. I saw it on Twitter. People pointed out like sometimes like in the comics where Sonic's ears will like go down and he's like upset or something, or he's like, or I don't think it was the comic. I think it was in Sonic Prime, the animated series now streaming on Netflix. And right here we have the other type of special stage, which is very reminiscent of the special stages from Sonic 1, only they put a big old slot machine in the middle. And that's about it. It's essentially, like I said, it's like the same as the Sonic 1. You have the rotation blocks, you have the fast blocks, the slow blocks, and all that whatnot. It's not super interesting. It's just a way to get extra rings and extra lives. So if you want to do it, then do it. But I don't really care for such things since we are invisible. So,
yeah,
you know. Yeah, this boss is actually pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Unless you're supersonic.
I mean that's very true. I've always liked how this boss is in this zone because it's very different compared to the others. Oh,
yes, very much so.
Anyway,
and now it's very over. Yeah, so typically, if you're not a supersonic cheater like I am, which it's not cheating, it's a legitimate part of the game, but if you don't have supersonic unlocked, then you have to. Tails will hold you up, and you'll have to fly and just jump and hit Eggman multiple times.
I love
So.
the transitions in this game.
The transitions are so fantastic, and this is my favorite zone in the game, by far.
Really?
I think it's a lot of people's favorite zone. Just visually, look at this. Look at the beauty of it. Look at the hoopla. You know,
Oh,
it's a very beautiful zone.
Visually, this stage is very, very nice looking.
Gameplay wise, you're not a huge fan.
No, not really.
I like this stage.
I think it's mostly.
Yeah.
I mean, I have fun with it. Like I don't outright hate this stage by any means. It's just with with all the bumpers and this is one of the stages. I'd say this stage takes me the longest to beat in this game. Like every other stage, I'm fine with. But this one's always the one that takes the longest for me personally.
I
don't
like
know
it.
why.
I love the music here is actually different. I believe they got Jun Sonoy to compose new music for this because they
Yeah,
had
the whole
issues
licensing and everything.
with the licensing of the music, so they were just pretty much I think irreconcilable issues with the licensing, or rather they didn't want to pay, probably wasn't in the budget for them to pay the license holders to use the music in this game. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
it was this stage, Ice Cap, and Launch Base for specifically for Origins. They had to change the music, but like if you play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or like either complete or separately on like either on the Xbox Store, which you can't really download anymore if you didn't already
yes,
grab it.
they are no longer available.
And the other collections they're in, like the original music is still there. Like in Mega Collection, you can still hear the original that a lot of people grew up with.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I mean, I'm not going to try and understand the legality of why they can or can't use that music. I mean, obviously, they must have had a good reason to recompose it because, you know, why would they pay someone to make all new music where they could just pay for the music that they already have? You know,
Yeah.
so there must have been a good reason why they decided to go this route. Regardless, I think the song is fine. I like the original better. You know, I'm not going to lie. I do like the original better, but you know, circumstances. These things happen. I mean, what can you do? They had to make new music, and I still think that the music in the stage now is still good. I think the music for all the stages, although I will say, Launch Base is one of my favorite tracks in all of 16-bit Sonic. And
Yes.
it's absolutely irreplaceable for me.
I will say, yeah, this version of Carnival Night that they made for Origins, it's all right. I don't hate it. I think the one I like the least is Ice Cap. Well, actually, it's like tied between Ice Cap and Launch Base because it okay.
Yep. You thought that was weird. Oh, just wait till you get a load of this here.
I'm waiting. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to time it right, but you know what? There you go.
But anyway, yeah, it's like I don't mind the Carnival Night one, but both Ice Cap and Launch Base, they ain't it for me. That's mean, hey, if you like these new arrangements, I mean, hey, good on you. I just don't.
I don't think they're bad. They're just not the same.
No, like they're not. Oh, twice.
It's, you know, at this point in the recording, I was at my breaking point, and I was just like, I need to lay down. I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
I do beat the boss this time. He's pretty easy. You just have to like hit him with his little cylinder thingy, like his little fuel core extends, and then he'll bash into it or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
you can't actually hit it yourself, even if you're supersonic, as you saw.
Yerp. You just gotta wait it out.
Yeah, it's kind of like a funky version of Breakout.
And there you go.
There you go, indeed, baby. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Check me out.
It's like Tails is.
And that was just Act 1. Oh, God help us.
Yeah. Act 1 isn't too bad. Act 2 is the one that always takes me the longest. And like Act 2 specifically because, well, you'll see.
I just love this stage. You can go so fast in so many parts of the stage, and there's so much stuff going on in the background. You know, like that's what I kind of wish we'd see more of in Sonic media. Is just like some of these sort of like utopia, like, you know, futuristic utopia like cities and environments that we don't really get to see that often. I think the closest thing we got to that was in Sonic Riders. That was like the closest we got to seeing, like, you know, sort of firsthand, like some of these areas that you could imagine the backgrounds would be like. You know what I say? Like, am I articulating this properly? Yeah.
No, I understand what you're saying. I mean, we had like Grand Metropolis and Heroes.
Yeah, like exactly, right? Like Grand Metropolis, that was cool. But then we had Westopolis and I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like Westopolis from Shadow the Hedgehog was like not it though. It's not like that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, a futuristic Sonic the Hedgehog city. I mean, Sonic Adventure 2, I think, introduced like some really cool stuff. And man, don't even get me started. Let's just change topics before I start going on a rant about Sonic aesthetics, because let me talk about Sonic Adventure 2 and how like that era of design. Oh boy, we're gonna be gushing all over that when we get to it, because I think is that both of our favorite like eras, sort of like the Sonic Adventure to Sonic Advance, sort of the late 90s, early 2000s era of Sonic in terms of aesthetic. I think that was the best. That was the best. It just was. It was the best.
It was. Easily.
It was simply the best. And it's interesting because we're not 90s kids. I mean, I'm a 90s baby. Smooth, you're not a 90s baby, right? Were you born in 99?
I'm slightly one, yes.
You were born in 99? Yeah. I mean, well, you're a 90s baby, technically. You were still born in the 90s.
Yeah, but some people will be like, oh, 99? No, doesn't exist. Like, okay.
Yeah, right. That year does not exist.
Yeah.
But, like, I was born in 97. And, like, needless to say, these weren't our Sonic games that were out when we were little kids. The games that were out when we were little kids was, we've said it before, it was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, Sonic Adventure Director's Cut on GameCube, Sonic Advance series and Heroes, and and all those games. That's what was out when we were really, really young.
Yeah. Yeah, the Advance games, the Adventure games, Heroes, Shadow. Those were the games I grew up on.
Really, my point is just to say that, like, the aesthetics, because people look at, like, there's a lot of people who look at the Sonic that we grew up on, and they're like, this isn't the true Sonic the Hedgehog. This is like, Sonic lost his identity. Like he thought he wasn't the same. He lost his identity with these kids. Like, when people think like Sonic the Hedgehog aesthetic, they think of stuff like this, like stuff like Sonic 3 and the artwork, and all the things that existed around this time, like the comic books and the animated series that were out around this time. But for us, it was it was Sonic X, it was Advance,
so, yeah,
it was
all three of them.
Yeah, but the 90s style of Sonic is not what we think of. We think of Sonic's voice, we think of Jason Griffith, and 90s kids think of Jaleel White.
Just completely glosses over Ryan Drummond.
Well, I'm saying from the animated series.
Oh, yeah, with the
so right here, I was so delirious with fever, I forgot that I was recording this. And I actually had to edit this and cut this short, because this is 10 minutes of me on pause before I realized, oh yeah, that's right. I'm recording gameplay.
I like how Sonic and Tails looked like they were screaming, like, please, please.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, I was so out of it. I was just like, I paused the game, but I was just like sitting there. I was like on my phone for a little. I was like, wait a second. I was like, oh yeah, I'm recording this. I was like, that's why I'm playing. Like, I completely forgot why I was playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Man.
I completely forgot why I was playing the game. I was like, why am I doing this again? Oh yeah, that's right, because satellite.
It's the frame that you paused on. Sonic and Tails like, Jax, please.
Oh boy, the head congestion that I'm experiencing. Oh boy, my brain was just cooked. Let me tell you, like a little egg, a little eggy egg, just a fried egg this morning. But yeah, like we were saying, when we think of Sonic's voice, we think of Jason Griffith and Ryan Drummond. Okay, I'll add him back in there. Okay, sorry to disappoint you.
Thank you.
I love Ryan Drummond. I think he was fantastic. But you know, again, like kids in the 90s, they think Jaleel White, that's Sonic's voice, you know. So
Yeah.
it is interesting, you know, and even like nowadays, you know, it's like when we think Sonic's voice, like still to this day, when I read the comics, in my head, I'm hearing more of the Jason Griffith / Ryan Drummond style because they had very similar style with Sonic's voice. But I'm hearing like I'm hearing like their voices when I read the comics. I'm not hearing Roger Craig Smith, even though he's fantastic. I think he's a fantastic voice actor, and I do appreciate everything he's done for the series. That's just
he's an amazing voice actor. Yeah.
for me growing up. You know what I mean? Like it's just so.
Yeah, like as you
just-
say, when we're reading the comics,
yeah.
I do the same thing. Like even with IDW, I still if I hear their voices when I'm reading it, I always hear Jason's Sonic more because
I try
that's more so the one I grew up with the most. Even though like you know
Yeah.
I had the adventure games and Heroes for Ryan and. Like I mean, I love his Sonic voice as well. Like, and he even wanted to come back at whenever Roger was gonna quote unquote step down. Like he even said,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'll come back."
If Ryan Drummond had come back as Sonic, I would have been very excited and very happy.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been incredible. But you know,
That's
yeah,
just-
I try to
my bad.
envision Jason Griffith, or not. I try to have Roger Craig Smith's voice in my head when I'm reading the comics because like he's the modern voice, you know. So it's like I'm trying to like you know, just my own head canon.
Yeah, with it's with specific characters as I don't know how you didn't die there, but all right. When reading through the comics, I have the characters have like specific voices, so like Sonic, specifically like Sonic and Shadow, I normally always have as Jason.
Mm.
But yeah, and like most of the other characters, if not all of them, I normally just always hear the heroes' voices more so.
I like Amy's modern voice.
Oh yeah, no, she's good.
The name of the actress escapes me right now who plays Amy. But I love Amy's voice now. Like she's fantastic. Colleen O'Shaughnessy, that's Tails for me. Colleen she's such a fantastic Tails. And you know, though
she basically embodies the character to where she literally voiced Tails in the movie.
Yeah. I mean because it's like
she is Tails. Like she
who could you and I will say people didn't like the 4Kids Tales whose name again escapes me. How professional are we, right?
Oh,
but the
we're
4Kids Tales voice actor or actress, I'm not sure if it was a male or female.
I think I know around the with the adventure game, so okay.
I like that actor though. I like the person who played Tails in Sonic X. People don't because people are like, oh, it's so annoying. But like he sounded more like a little kid. But Colleen is just fantastic, like through and through. And yet again, we are Supersonic and we are trashing this robot here.
Yeah, it was
Yes,
Amy Pallet. That's how you say her name?
As Tails?
Yeah, for Sonic X.
Well,
And,
we'll have to continue that next time because this episode is over. Next time I should be feeling a lot better, so you won't have to deal with my stuffy nose
I thought you were about to jump off the
my
edge.
coughing. I want to jump off the edge.
I was like, oh no.
Until next time, folks.